to Haid. He's the consulting fellow at Chatham House's Middle East and North Africa programme with me now. What's the game here? What are they up to?
Well, if you basically look at the official statements, the opposition forces have been saying that the whole purpose of the attack is to push regime forces away from civilian areas in order to stop its attacks, which have continued for the past years. And that's basically one step in the direction of allowing more IDPs and more refugees to go back to their areas of origin in that region.
But why now? I mean, there has to be a catalyst. Is it because the various actors are all preoccupied elsewhere with other conflicts, regional and Ukraine and this, that and the other? So why do you think it takes place now?
Well, it's definitely one of the factors, but you also have other factors. If you look at the way the international community and governments in general, whether in the region or even in Europe, have been looking at the conflict in Syria. Although the country is still divided, many of them, they see the conflict there as over, done and dusted. And that's why you see more and more sort of efforts to normalize with the Syrian regime, who is considered from their view to be the main winner. So you have that, but for many people in that region, the conflict is far from over. They are still basically under direct attack, and their main political sort of demands have not been addressed.
There is always a deep, repulsive fear with Syria that if they're losing, if Assad is losing, he can resort to, and has in the past resorted to non-conventional, in other words, chemical weapons of one description or another. Would that still be a concern now?
I think it will definitely be a concern, but by allowing Assad to continue to threaten the international community with those sort of tools and means, you are not only allowing him to stay in power, but you are also emboldening other dictators to do the same. What we are seeing now in Ukraine is a direct result of what we have seen in Syria in the past. And the Russian intervention in Syria led to the Russian intervention in Ukraine because it was not addressed there, and because Putin there feels that he can do what Assad is doing in Syria.
So does the Allies, for want of a better phrase, and US, EU, all the usual suspects, do they go and assist where they can to assist the rebels in either moving further forward or holding the gains, or do they sort of take a hands-off approach?
Well, they've been taking a hands-off approach for years now, even before this war started. Even Turkey, which is basically still considered one of the rebels' closest allies in the region, has not been directly involved in supporting rebel forces in their current attacks against regime-controlled areas. So in a sense, if you look at the leverage the international community has on those forces, it's quite minimal, because they have not been able to coordinate with them, and they have not been able to support them.
So what's your feeling? This is obviously serious, but how does it play out? Where do we go next, if you will?
To be honest, it's still difficult to imagine what the day after will look like in that region, mainly because the rapid defeats we are seeing among regime forces, no one was expecting, even among the opposition forces who have basically started the attack. In their wildest dream, they did not imagine a scenario in which they will be able to go and basically capture a big part of Aleppo city in a number of days. So I think what will come next will depend on few factors. One of them is when and how that campaign will end. Two, if those forces are able to defend the military gains they have been able to quickly achieve, and three, if they are able to translate those gains into political sort of leverage to reach some sort of agreement, not only with Assad, but with its allies as well.
I'm grateful to you, sir. Thank you very much.